Stay tuned after the podcast for an exclusive interview from Alicante, Spain, with John Horowitz and Kat McIntosh.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Boon of Wireless podcast, now part of Wirelo. Yes, Wirelo, revolutionizing the way businesses in the wireless industry connect, collaborate, and thrive. As a premier B2B marketplace, Wirelo's platform is designed to cater specifically to the needs of the wireless store vendors in America. Wirelo.com. Hey, I am your host, John Horowitz, coming to you as always high above the streets at ANJ Media in New Jersey. Yes, New Jersey. All right, so we make light of some of the crazy laws that are actually on our state's books, and we've had fun doing this on previous episodes, but further research shows that some states are out to do us one better. For example, in Georgia, did you know it's illegal to tie a giraffe to a light pole? In Arkansas, in order to keep the noise down, you cannot sing in public. And how about our friends in Kentucky? Do you know it's illegal to have ice cream in your pocket? They say that's to prevent horses from getting stolen. I got to talk to Andrew about this in a minute. And finally, in Alabama, you can't wear a fake mustache to church because it might make somebody laugh. And we all know you can't laugh in church. All right. Andrew, behind the glass, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. It is good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well, John.
That's good to hear. What do you think about this cold weather we have?
I miss the warm.
Me too. I think you mentioned earlier I'm wearing a flannel shirt and a sweater. It's a little chilly out here, but it is mid-November in the Northeast. But last week I was in some very nice weather.
So, John,
Yes.
last week speaking,
Mm-hmm.
how was MVNO Nation in Alicante, Spain?
MVNO Nation in Alicante, Spain, thank you for asking, was phenomenal. It was one of the best events I've been to. It's very intimate with about 500 people. A lot of work got done, a lot of sessions. I got to moderate 3 panels and give out an award. And we did the podcast, as you know. We spliced together about 10 interviews, and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, that's in the past. Let's move forward. My guest today is an engineer at heart, a strategist and founder whose career spans across telecom network infrastructure building, defining go-to-market strategies for MVNOs, MVNEs, and now AI-driven innovation. Abdul Nawabi is the founder of Quantero.io, a Toronto-based startup building an AI-powered telecom operating system for MVNOs, MNOs, CSPs, and digital-first operators. Abdul began his career at Huawei, where he gained exposure to large-scale network deployments, next-generation infrastructure, and complex digital transformation projects across international markets. Abdul joined Telna, a global MVNO MVNE platform provider, where he worked to solve connectivity solutions, multi-IMSI technology, roaming innovation, and the realities of scaling virtual operator businesses. His experience at Telno solidified his expertise in the MVNO and MVNE ecosystem and shaped his vision for AI-driven telecom transformation. Academically, Abdul holds a bachelor's degree in telecom engineering and a master's degree in management from Florida International University here in the U.S., grounding his work in both engineering fundamentals and advanced network strategy. He joins the podcast today to discuss the evolution of mobile networks, the rise of MVNOs, and how AI is transforming operator business models in the coming decade. So please join me in welcoming to the broadcast Abdul Nawabi. Abdul, it is so good to see you.
Thank you, John. John, pleasure to meet you, and great for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome, and maybe you won't thank me at the end of today's session, but we'll see how that goes off. So you're coming to us from where in Canada today?
I'm based out of Toronto. It's getting a little bit cold, as usual. We are almost done by fall, but yeah, today the weather is decent, so can't really complain.
Sorry about your Blue Jays, but It happens.
It,
As you said, you lost by a small margin.
just
Okay.
we were almost there.
Before we talk a little bit about Quintera, there's a new phrase coming out. We saw it a lot last week, 2 weeks ago at the MVNO Nation in Spain. AI exhaustion. Everybody's talking about AI, and then the new exhaustion that's going to be handled on a later episode is going to be travel sim exhaustion. AI is all over the news. It's the only things that people want to talk about at trade shows. Before we jump into that, tell us a little bit about your company, Quintera.
Quintero was built on this notion that general artificial intelligence doesn't work for telecom. And what I really mean by that is telecom is niche, as you know. Our data sets are niche. We are very much standardized. Think of the 3GPP or the GSMAs of the world. And the way we operate, the way we run our businesses from B2C all the way to B2B to the enterprise connectivity is totally different. So the whole idea at Quintera is what we call creating an AI operating system specifically for the telecom industry.
What do you think is the impact of AI on the telecom industry? Where is it now? Where do you see it going?
When any new technology comes up, telecom generally picks it a little bit late than IT and the rest of the technology. The impact in the next 5 years is going to be huge. The way we provide connectivity, the way we do business, if it is in B2B scale or the way we provide services in a B2C scale, all of this is going to be impacted through AI, and the way we even provide do roaming, the way we do customer support. All of these are different specific use cases that will be impacted through AI in the telecom industry.
Okay, saying that, what is Quintera's vision for telecom, and then especially how does that relate to our MVNOs here?
When we were creating this company, we sat down and the whole idea was, all right, we have this vision where we want to create a specific AI platform which is niche for telecom, which knows telecom data set, which knows telecom processes. So what is kind of the end goal here? And the vision was always, if there is anyone in the telecom ecosystem who is doing something, I would say 3 hours or 2 hours a day and doing it twice a week as part of their process. This is a great use case, for AI and automation. So initially providing the value where all of these inefficiencies, what we call within the ecosystem, coming from processes, coming from other customer support to some business processes that we are dealing with, to provide an AI automation platform on top of it. Now looking into what we are specifically doing for MVNOs, our initial goal is what we call internal customers. So internal customers are people who today in telecom ecosystem is either doing some repetitive task or are providing some kind of services within the B2B ecosystem. A deal desk is a great example. Why today, let's say in a B2B ecosystem, an MVNO or an aggregator comes and asks for a specific rate sheet. Think $5 in Canada because I'm bringing in petabytes of traffic. Today, this deal desk generally goes through weeks of work. What we have done is we have literally changed all of this into minutes, where you just plug in, say, hey, does this rate make sense for my X or Y customer based on traffic, use cases, devices, and the AI will help you get to the right results. So it's all these business inefficiencies where you can drive more value quickly.
For those who have not heard the term before, and I was one of those people until you and I started talking last month, deal desk is basically you want to offer something to your end user, whether it's a consumer or business customer, and you're now able to take a look at what their request is, put it into your salad mixer, so to speak, your AI machine, and it spits out competitive rates, or am I simplifying that too much?
That would be one of the use cases. Look, the whole industry is the whole telecom industry is run from on a people to people and relationship based business, right? Just as an example, GSMA every twice a year has a specific event called VAS, where wholesale agreements are being agreed on. So all the big mobile network operators, the MVNOs, the aggregators, all will sit on a table and discuss deals about pricing, about traffic, and about next steps in the next quarter or a year. These we call deal desks. And they happen in large volume. They happen quite often, and they really drive business. So the deal desk is something we are automating and with our technology.
So when you talked about repetitive tasks, I actually yesterday uh, ordered takeout from a place. We had just gotten back from Europe, and the pantry was bare, and uh, I got an AI voice. It was seamless. I finally said, "Are you a real person?" And it kind of threw them a little bit. But I was shocked. I mean, how efficient, and how here's your cost, and here's your order will be ready in 12 minutes, and here's your order number. It was amazing to me. But what are some of the repetitive tasks that you folks have identified that you can shrink the time for that task to be completed?
In customer support, I will give you a simple example of customer support. Today, in B2B business, 50 to 60% of the tickets are what we call recurring tickets. What that really means is a human agent has already sold that ticket maybe once or 100 times. Those tickets that already come into the funnel, they have been sold before by a human agent. The minute you just look through those 50, 60% of the recurring tickets and you solve it through AI, now your human agents have much more time to provide way better customer support for the rest 40% of the tickets. And that is really where we see a lot of the automation and a lot of use case of AI. And second thing, John, I just want to reiterate on this, right? We keep talking about automation in AI. They are very separate things. Automation has been there, I think, almost for 15 years, where you take a process and you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as next steps, and you try to solve it through some either machine learning, or you through solve it through some workflow. uh, AI basically learns as you go. That is the difference. So you have a process, and every time the solution to the customer is different. There is basically a mind that runs within your company that keeps learning from it, and as it scales it, as it grows over the years, it will become better and faster, and as well as more efficient.
Again, the big debate about AI taking everybody's jobs away. Did I hear you say that the customer care staff will still be there? They'll just have better tools to use to be more efficient in their job.
I firmly believe, from what I've seen in the industry, we are going to create way more jobs rather than losing jobs. And the transition and the way we look into things, where maybe there are less customer support people, but there may be more domain experts that are running this technology. So the vertical and the type of jobs will be different, but AI is going to create a lot of more jobs.
Okay, so you talked about customer service, customer care, where AI can be an enhancement to their toolbox and their skills, and not having people lose their jobs. But what other pain points in our industry could AI be a good test case for?
From what we have talked to some of the customers, I think there are two specific sets of use cases that we are focusing on. One is what I call internal customers, where today the telecom operations and business processes are run. This is where we will create a lot of value, and I'll give you some details in a bit. Then what I call is creating new revenue streams, right? So in the first, the internal customer, the business case, John, is more how do you save more on OpEx? How do you maybe provide better services? And how do you make sure that there is no churn in the business? So that's kind of the impact in the internal business. And then on the next side is basically creating new revenue streams through AI. This is something that I think will come in the next 3 years. Our bucket initially is the internal business and the internal processes. Some of them that we are doing today is one I call maintenance co-pilot. So what is a maintenance co-pilot? In this B2B telecom ecosystem, John, there are a lot of maintenance windows that are being run. They generally create a lot of outages, right? And when these outages are created, in B2B, it's not one customer or it's not one eSIM or a SIM card. It's basically millions of SIM cards, right? So they are being impacted. The whole idea about maintenance co-pilot is even if there is an outage that occurs, how quickly can you get out of it? And first of all, initially, how can you provide better visibility and as well as better help to the engineer who is running these maintenance windows, so no outage occurs in the first place. I think that is something that has resonated a lot with the customers that we have been talking to. Now, behind the scene, a lot of things happen, right? The technology, etc. This is where we come in and we provide that technology. The second thing is, as I mentioned, is customer support. And the third one is the more people that we talk to, generally, if it's an account executive, they kind of like what we are doing in an agent called telecom analyst. So generally, the telecom analyst is an agent which provides way more visibility and more business processes to an account executive, so they can make better business decisions quickly without going to a telecom analyst to take maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks to do certain data, and just make sure that the business closes faster.
If you run into somebody on the street you haven't seen in a while and they say, Abdul, what are you doing now? What, I hate the word, but I'll use it, the 30-second elevator pitch. What does Quintera do? I mean, are you an OSS BSS? Are you a technology provider? What's the pitch when you see a high school friend that you haven't seen in 20 years?
Quintera looks into the manual processes of telecom ecosystem and provides a platform that can do those processes quicker, faster, efficient, and as well as in turn making sure that you save more on OpEx and decrease churn. The way we are doing this is we sit on top of these platforms. We are not a provider of these platforms. We sit on top of that. We connect seamlessly to OSS. We connect seamlessly to all the telecom data infrastructure. So think of your databases, CDRs, TAF files. Maybe if there are CRMs, if you are running a HubSpot or a Zendesk or a Freshdesk, we are running on top of all these platforms, and then we are providing specific AI agents for the telecom industry.
And is there a major integration involved with these OSS BSS providers?
No, this is I think where we shine, and why do I say that? Is because the minute you talk to telecom companies, they are like, oh, this will take a lot of resources, internal resources. We are already past that. We don't have a lot of resources for next quarter, etc. The way we have created the platform, there is basically zero technical resources required from your side. We have created specific telecom data connectors where you just plug in, with your credentials, and your data starts flowing, and you can use those AI agents on top of it.
We have a lot of verticals in our industry. Where do you guys, in your words, shine, or is it pretty much the same experience across the board?
Most of the companies that we are talking to right now, they tend to be a lot of IoT M2M aggregators. We are talking to some of the consumer eSIM platforms because the ecosystem, the security aspect, the data sovereignty aspect of those, as well as from a regulation standpoint of how consumer works versus IoT is totally different. So we are talking to those, but the platform can be used across all those verticals.
That's interesting, and that's it's just eye-opening to me that what you're doing is enhancing productivity, enhancing efficiency, and not taking jobs away, as the world thinks AI is doing right now. Earlier, you and I discussed data sovereignty and certain regulations. What are they? Can you share some views on that?
The telecom data set is different, right? Today, let's say you are a customer of AT&T or T-Mobile. They don't only know you maybe by John, who has their phone number. They also know who you called, where did you use the data, where were you specifically, tower information, etc. So all of this is what we call regulated data, which is very, very sensitive. The platform that we are providing is in a way where we are fully compliant. We provide all this AI agents in your data center or in your cloud where you're operating your core infrastructure. So nothing goes out to the public world. Now, when we talk about this whole AI agent, there's always a piece of what we call large language models. So think of the open AIs of the world, the Geminis of the world, or the Claudes of the world. Those what we have done is we are running our own open source large language models. So even that aspect of the transaction does not go out to the public internet. So everything kind of stays secure within your own domain, and you are fully regulated. So if there's a regulation maybe around federal regulation, or there are certain CRTC regulations that we have in Canada, we have fully adopted it, and you must as I think as CEOs or product heads, they start looking into AI adoption and trying to find products. I think this is the number one thing they should look into, is that whether your data is going out to the public or not, because it is very sensitive data.
Excellent point. You mentioned, Canada. You're in Canada. Where does Quintara trade today? Where are you in business? What countries?
We have customers that are in Europe. We are talking to customers in US and in Canada. So yeah, we have a global deployment already. We are on public wise, on cloud wise, we are on AWS, and we are on GCP2 on Google Cloud. You can use us anywhere if you are in any of the public cloud platforms. If you are running your own private cloud, we can come and talk to you and build that for you internally.
And you mentioned earlier that you sit on top of the OSS BSS. Do you need to do anything with the carrier, our three carriers here in the U.S., or their aggregators to make this thing hum?
In the MVNO MVNE space, there are basically two types of players. One is what we call API driven players, so they are light MVNO or aggregators, and then there are players that will run their own telecom infrastructure, so the OSS, BSS, etc. For both of them, you do not need to do anything. We have just a simple form. You fill it up, and we connect to you instantly. So we have created our own specific data connectors for each.
Let's change gears here. I think the jury has already come in. It's not out. That 5G wasn't everything that people had hoped it would be. I don't think we're going to get many arguments there. And now we have our industry experts talking about 6G and beyond. In your opinion, what will 6G along with AI and telecom look like?
With AI adoption, 6G is going to be 6G and AI going to be parallel, and AI is going to sit at the core of how 6G operates. Now, this is very early stage, but I think in the next 3 to 5 years, if the spec starts working out by 3GPP, I know Nokia and the rest, they are looking into it with NVIDIA. But everything from basically from tower all the way to core infrastructure is going to have what they call edge AI running. Think of a tower, having intelligence of AI, all the way to an OSS, BSS layer having their own intelligence. And what this is really going to do, John, is I think it's going to create very, very better business opportunities for telecom industry. We were at a point where the mobile network operators were providing connectivity, but there were no new business revenue streams coming out of it, even with 4G or LTE. But I think the biggest breakthroughs that we were having was in this aggregation space, from roaming for consumer eSIM to MVNO aggregators. Now, as you provide intelligence on top of each of these different verticals, which is going to come with 6G, because there will be a lot of architectural changes, there will be very different revenues, new business and revenue streams coming out of it.
If I listen to this, what we just talked about, the future is now, right?
100%. 100%.
100%. It's here. We're not waiting. This is something that you do today. It sounds to me like you've got a pretty good road ahead of you to make some impact here on the industry. So I want to thank you for that. Also, I want to thank you for appearing today.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we wrap up?
No, appreciate your time. Thank you for inviting me. This has been great, and yeah, talk to you more. And to folks who are listening, they can always reach out to us.
How do they contact you?
They can always go to our website. It's Quintera.io, or they can just reach out to me on LinkedIn, or just go to our website and just fill a form, and we will be able to talk.
Okay, Abdul Nawabi from Quintera, just up to our north in the great country of Canada. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day and joining us here on the Boon of Wireless podcast. Wish you best of luck, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing about Quintera in the future. So that is going to wrap up another edition of the Boon of Wireless podcast, and we'll see you next time. Kat McIntosh.
Hello, John. How are you doing?
Good. From Sky Peak.
Yes, Sky Peak Technologies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Came all the way to see us here in Spain from Grand Junction, Colorado.
All the way from the backwater, as we like to say.
We did a lot of work together a couple years ago.
Yeah.
When you were looking for introductions, and we were able to get you in front of some good people, and hopefully part of what we did at Atrium Unlimited worked out for you, because last year at this event, which was up the road a little bit in Valencia, you won a big award.
We did. We won the Value Added Services Award last year. It was so exciting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
My picture went viral because I was like, fist pumping on LinkedIn.
Right. Yeah. And you're up for an award this evening. This is now the end of day 2. We have the award ceremony tonight. What are you up for this year?
We're up for an AI award. So it's for companies that are integrating AI into their product, and which is something that we've always done, but we've really added more to it lately.
So talk about your product for people who don't know what Sky Peak Technologies does. I can give it a little bit of semblance, but go ahead.
You do know it well, John.
Yeah, I do.
But Sky Peak Technologies has invented a patented solution. It's all software, so it's agnostic to any network. We'll work on any network, any device.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. Yeah, exactly. And what we do is we optimize streaming video content for the device requesting it based on 3 things: the device itself, the policies that the operators wants to put in place, and then also the health of the network. And we take those things into consideration and leverage the encoding that all video uses to be delivered, and create a conversation with the CDN that could bring down video at least 10%, but sometimes 30, 40% as well. And that takes so much traffic off the network, leaving it open for other operations.
So as a layman trying to figure out what you just said, and I know exactly what you do, but would I be correct if I said you don't need a 4K signal coming to a handheld device?
No.
That you would have for your 80-inch or 60-inch TV.
Exactly.
And somehow you slow the data or compress the data down, so when it's delivered to the handset or an iPad, that it's actually using less data.
Yes.
And so for an MVNO, they're reducing their cost to the carrier.
Absolutely.
And for the end user, if they don't have an unlimited plan, they're reducing their data usage as well.
Yeah, their data usage as well. And it really benefits the whole ecosystem. And not only is it data that's being wasted, I call it just like leaving the water on when you're brushing your teeth, right?
I use that.
Yes.
I could not remember where I heard that. That was you. That's exactly right.
It just wastes all the resources that are needed, including energy, including spectrum. So there's a lot of finite resources that people don't think about when they're watching a video on their phone that are being burned, and we help manage that.
I saw a line at your booth today. What's the buzz with what's new with Skypeak Technologies this year?
I would say the biggest thing that are new is we're working with fixed wireless access optimization and mobile core optimization too. So those are new deployment methods. We still have our on-device method, which is our core product, but we're also able to now do headless app system integrations as well. So the Android devices.
This is the event this year is they top themselves every year. Valencia, Africa, Miami, now Alicante. What's been your aha moment for you this visit?
You know, I'm always amazed at the ecosystem around MVNOs and what it takes to deliver MVNO service. So for me, just meeting more people that do that and how everyone integrates together and the relationships around that, right? Okay. So I've sat down with meetings with 3 or 4 different companies, all working with an MVNO to deliver magnificent service. And then the other thing too is we're not, there's a lot of differentiation for MVNOs when it comes to marketing and positioning. But being a technology provider that is specifically focused on bringing, innovation from technology to MVNOs, I'd love to see more of us around.
Good.
Right?
Well, you're doing a great job, and your product and services are just phenomenal. What you guys came up with. So, Kat.
Thank you. Oh, and we got our second patent.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So we have 2 patents on our technology now.
Well, Kat, thanks for stopping by. Kat McIntosh from Skypeak Technology. If somebody wants to contact you or go to your website, how do they do that?
Oh, it's really easy. Getcora.ai will take you to our website. I'm there.
Yep.
So Cora, C-O-R-A.
You see it's right on the screen. You can see it right on the screen now.
Right there.
There it is. There it is. Great to see you. Enjoy the awards tonight. Good luck. Thanks. I am a judge.
I know.
So thank you for that check.
Yeah, that's what that handshake
All right,
was,
just
right?
kidding. We'll be back soon. Thanks. Do you want to be a guest on the Boon of Wireless podcast? Give us a call at 908-THE-BOON. Yes, 908-843-2666.